Today I'm going to show you how to install the Havoc Off-Road HST steel tube side step on this 2016 Toyota Tacoma double cab. Now this is going to be the same installation from 05 to current. Let's go ahead and get started. So now we're underneath our truck on our driver's side. We have our truck up on a lift. You don't need a lift to do this installation. We just want to make sure that you can see everything that we're doing. So the first thing we need to grab is our driver's side front bracket. Now in your kit you're going to have 6 brackets total. There's going to be 2 that are going to look similar to this one. They're going to have 3 separate tabs. All your other ones are going to look the same. The other 4 are going to have only 2 distinct tabs. They're going to look kind of like this. So the 2 different ones are going to go for your passenger and driver side front bracket. Now when you're putting this on, you want to make sure that your top 2 tabs are facing towards the front. That's how you know you have the right ones. So then if you set that in place, it's going to line up with your 2 factory threaded holes in your rocker panel, just like that. And this other tab is going to be where our board is actually going to attach to our bracket, so we don't have to worry about that just yet. Once you have that in the correct spot, we're going to use a provided zinc bolt with lock washer and flat washer and thread those into our 2 factory holes. So now with our bracket lined up to our holes, we can use our bolt, lock washer, and flat washer and just thread both of those in place. We're just going to leave these loose for right now. And then we'll come back and fully tighten them once we have all of our bolts in place. Now your middle and rear bracket are going to look like this. It's just going to have 2 tabs on it, one here and then one on the other side. On the side that's going to attach to our truck is going to be 2 oblong holes here, and that should match up right with our 2 threaded holes in our truck. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that that tab is facing towards the rear. And again, we're going to use our zinc bolt with flat washer and lock washer and thread those into our factory holes and just leave them loose for right now. Now if we follow our rocker panel down to the rear of the truck, we'll find our last set of factory holes. And again, we're going to grab our rear bracket. That's going to be exactly the same as our center bracket, and it is going to install the same way as well. Again, you just want to leave these loose for right now. So now at this time, you're going to want to grab your driver's side board. Now if you've installed all of your brackets correctly, all of the tabs at the top should be facing towards the front of the truck. Now when you grab your board, you're going to see that you're going to have a similar kind of bracket that's going to be welded to it. All the tabs at the top are also going to be facing towards the front of the truck. That's how you know you got the right one. These tabs on our board are going to fit over the top of the tabs on our bracket. Once we have that in place, we're going to use a provided carriage bolt, and that's going to go in through the bracket on the board, in through the bracket on the truck, and then we're going to put a washer and a serrated flange nut on the back of this. We're going to do this on the side and on the top for each of our brackets. So it's going to be easier if you have a friend help you. Again, we're just going to set the brackets on our board over top of the brackets on the truck. And we're going to start right here at the center with our carriage bolt coming in through the outside with a washer and our serrated flange nut. Again, we're just going to leave that a little bit loose, and then through the top also with our carriage bolt, black washer, and serrated flange nut. And once we have our center loosely installed, it should hold everything in place for us so that we can do our front bracket and our rear bracket. Now we're at our front bracket. Again, our carriage bolt is going to go from the outside to the inside with a black washer and black serrated flange nut. Same thing at the top, black carriage bolt with washer and serrated flange nut. Now we'll move to our rear bracket. Now we're at our rear bracket, and again, carriage bolt from the outside to the inside with our black washer and serrated flange nut. just leaving it loose at this time. Also through the top, carriage bolt, black washer, and our serrated flange nut. Now we're going to make adjustments, and then we can go through and tighten everything down. So now one of the cool things about this board is it has oblong holes here, which means it can actually slide in and out away from the truck. So if you like your boards closer to the body, more tucked away, you can slide it all the way in. Or if you want a little bit more step area, you can slide it all the way out. Or you can go somewhere in between. We're actually going to slide ours all the way in. We like the high and tight look. So then we can go ahead and do that on all of our brackets and then tighten up all of our carriage bolts. Now starting at our rear, we're going to use a 13mm socket to tighten up our 2 carriage bolts, starting with the top one. Then we'll move to our next bracket. Now we're at our center bracket, same exact thing. Tighten the top one first, then the side. And now back at our front bracket, again the same thing. And now with our board fully tightened to our brackets, we can go back through and tighten up all of our bolts that are holding our brackets to our truck. Starting at our front, again those are going to be 13mm as well. And now on these you don't want to go too tight. We don't want to accidentally rip out those threads on the inside of our truck. You just want to get them nice and snugged up. Now we'll move back to our center bracket. Now at our center bracket, again using our 13mm. Now we can tighten up our rear bracket. Now we can repeat all of those steps on the opposite side. That's going to complete the installation. If you have any questions, give us a call or visit us online.